Y'all, it's time for some damn good tacos and college football. We're excited to announce our title sponsor, Torchys Tacos, for the Arkansas Football Report with Otis Kirk, and the new addition to the Hogville.net family, the Arkansas Pregame show starring former Hog running back Marshall Foreman, hosted by Jason Pattison. If you're looking for a place to unwind and call the Hogs, Torchys is the place. Torchys' location on MLK in Fayetteville is the proud host of the Arkansas Pregame show, and it will air 2 hours prior to kickoff of each Fayetteville home game. The Arkansas Football Report airs every Thursday at 7 p.m. in Rogers. Check out the full-service bar on the patio or in the restaurant while you cheer Arkansas on to victory. Torchys has you covered with the daily drink specials or the taco of the month with their queso that's made in-house fresh daily. Torchys has 2 convenient locations in Northwest Arkansas, which happen to be the only 2 locations here in the great state of Arkansas. They have you covered for some damn good tacos, and go Hogs. And good morning, Razorback Nation. It is it's game day, Saturday, November 16th, 2024, and welcome to the Arkansas Pregame Show with Marshall Foreman. I'm Jason Pattison. We are here live at Torchys Tacos this morning in Fayetteville, and we want to give a huge shout out to Jonathan and the rest of his staff for their great hospitality they show us each time we are here. You can also click on this like and subscribe button on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen to subscribe to the Hogville YouTube channel. You can watch all of the past shows with Otis, Dudley, Kevin, and Marshall. Be sure to stop by either of the 2 locations here in Northwest Arkansas in Fayetteville or Rogers, which happen to be the only locations here in the great state of Arkansas. Try the queso with their taco of the month, which Marshall actually happens to be the Gambler quesadilla. That's that right there. That thing looks pretty stinking good. It's got brisket and melted cheese, and then you can put some Diablo sauce on the top of it if you feel a little spicy.
Now, hold on. Now, is that the gamble, the Diablo sauce?
I think so.
Okay. you're gambling on if you're gonna make it.
Also, you can pair that with either of the great tacos that they have here on our menu and open your taste buds to a whole new world. We also want to say a special thank you to Carbless Cocktails. Try any of their 9 different flavors. I'm going to pull that up really quick. They've got black raspberry, pineapple, cranberry, lemon lime, lemon, passion fruit, black cherry, and peach, all in a vodka cocktail. And then they also have the tequila margarita cocktail. So be sure to try any of those. And the reason why, too, is what's so great about them is they are 0 sugar, 0 carb, and 100 calories. Now, they do off, I said, a total of 9 different flavors. You can pick those up at any major retailer or here at Torchys as well. If you are heading to Reynolds Razorback Stadium this morning, which as you guys can see in behind us, there is a constant line flowing into Razorback Stadium. Again, 11 o'clock kickoff on ABC this morning. Be sure to stop by here at Torchys Tacos. Come grab some tacos and go head down the road and cheer on the Hogs. Plus, you can find all of our content on hogville.net, where it is always free. Now, if you mention Hogville at the register, you'll get a 15% off of your order. So also want to say congratulations to One High Hog from Hogville. He was the closest score guest to the Ole Miss game 2 weeks ago. We're going to give him the Torchys $25 gift card along with a hat and a t-shirt of his choice. So if you can log on to torchys.com to take a look at their t-shirts, their hats, pick one out, and we'll get you all set up. All you have to do is hit that QR code, and that goes directly to any of the different websites here in Northwest Arkansas. So, man, I'm going to tell you what, that was a mouthful. Got to pay the bills.
Got to get it done.
Got to get it done. Now, I do want to say a special shout out. 2 weeks ago, had Limbo Parks on. He was great. It was great talking to him. He kind of let us in on a thing that he hadn't told quite anybody yet, that he was retiring.
That's right. Yeah, you know what? I forgot about that. And I spoke with Limbo a couple days ago. I forgot he was retiring.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you. But you know what? Well deserved.
Oh, yeah.
Well deserved.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, y'all, I want to bring on our special guest for today's podcast. I think you kind of know him a little bit.
A little bit. I think I met him once or twice. Seems to be a good guy.
Oh, he's a stand-up dude. All right, y'all. Former starting Razorback quarterback, Greg Thomas. Hold on here. Oh, hold on. I'm going to switch it up here. There we go.
You're going to bring me in now, right?
GT, we got you now, my guy.
You're in.
I'm in. Good morning, gentlemen. How you doing?
Oh,
excellent. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm getting up early. My wife, Rebecca's in here cooking for me, and we'll be here till about the same time, game time. Then we have a championship game in a basketball tournament over across town here.
Mm-hmm.
Looking forward to doing that. It's a rematch of the state championship. We play Stony Point.
Oh, shoot.
It's going to be interesting and ready to do what we do.
Yeah, you got to watch out for that because they were the team that you took down to get to 40-0 last year. Is that correct?
Correct.
Stony Point, where is that? Where's that school, Greg?
Stony Point is down in Round Rock. But
Okay.
We're going to play them up here at Panther Creek High School in the Mavs Classic Championship here about 3 o'clock.
Sounds like a fun time. Good luck to you all, and congratulations on moving on in the tournament as well. I think that was kind of one of the things that we were talking about too, is that you weren't sure if you're going to be able to because it depended on the results from yesterday too.
Right, correct. You never know how a tournament play. See how the guys show up. They play well. We didn't play well the first 2 games, but our team is growing. They are getting better. We are still one of the top teams in the state of Texas, but with 11 new players. So you have to learn how to play at this level. And they're getting better, and they're enjoying themselves.
I mean, for people that haven't been keeping up, we're talking basketball. Greg coaches basketball in the great state of Texas, which is
Plano.
which is a big difference in what he played up here on the hill.
Yes.
I played a few basketball games against Greg. I'm gonna tell you right now, he's one of the dirtiest players I ever played against. You think I'm kidding? I'm dead serious. He's almost like I compare playing against Greg is playing against Rodman. He's gonna piss you off at some point. You're gonna want to hit him.
Hey, the Clint McDaniel, man. That's the kind of defense you learn how to play with. I make it hard for you to try to score and then make you have to stop me. Can't do both in one game.
I hear you.
Oh my gosh. We were talking a little bit about this, some memories that you guys had whenever you guys were back in the dorms, Greg. Limbo and him shared a story about Limbo running by Marshall's room, chucking fruit at him that he'd get from the trainer's room until Marshall went and lit his door on fire.
I heard that, but we did a little bit more crazy things also that I won't reveal. But it's all a part of the brotherhood. I mean, we got enough trouble in 84 and 85 that Hatfield was threatened that the university was they're going to suspend us for games. That's how much trouble we got into. And I won't reveal it, but we had fun.
Is that when y'all went y'all decided y'all gonna have a meeting with Hatfield?
Oh yeah, we had a good meeting.
Yeah.
And the provo and the president and 4 or 5 board members, and it was a good meeting. But you're 17, 18, 19 years of age. We had fun. We weren't living in our dorm. We were living in the Reed Hall, and we just took advantage of those opportunities and we get in trouble for it today. Let's just say that. We definitely get in trouble for it today.
We talked a little bit about this with Limbo. I want to also ask you, because Marshall and I kind of discussed this in the last couple of weeks or so. How important is it for Sam to be able to take 85 guys or however many, 110 on scholarship and walk-ons, and get them to mold, not having that camaraderie in the dorms where a lot of them live in apartments off campus? How hard is that to still create that bond in the locker room? I know that the guys hang out with each other outside of the locker room some, but maybe not as much as maybe you guys did because you basically lived together.
I would liken it to what we do in high school. But you have to find that common thread. And I'm not sure that many campuses, the way it is set up today, allows that to take place. Living with your teammate day in and day out, that's trying. That's difficult. But it's also a bonding opportunity and to learn. And when you live off campus, you lose some of those opportunities to be with your teammate when they're not doing well, when they're crying, when they're having girl problems, when they can't go to class or they're ill, and you have someone to be there to pick you up, someone that can help motivate you, someone that can give you that encouragement. And if that's only 10 feet away, it's a lot easier. You understand? We Hatfield took away we had a couple areas that we had that we really bonded. We played ping pong and pool, and we right there by the washroom, and we would spend as much time there together, just hanging out, playing domino, playing tonk, and then you leave and you go 5, 15, 25 feet away from each other. And you could always have that camaraderie. It's kind of hard when you living on Gregg Street, or you living on the backside of Weddington, or you living over there by the baseball stadium with only one guy. When you have the opportunity to be around not only football players, but track, basketball, baseball. I mean, so there's something to be said for that. It's unfortunate that that those rules change, but that's part of life. That's just the evolution where we live. And if you can't find a common thread in that locker room or with that coaching staff, it is difficult. It is a very difficult thing to do.
It is. We've looked at the high school side of it with Limbo too, and I want to ask you as well, because I feel like the more perspectives we get a better understanding of it on not only college side but the high school side, about what high schoolers are seeing from colleges that may have differed from maybe even 10 years ago till today on the recruiting process, because the landscape has changed with NIL. Because I mean, some of these kids are getting promised a bag, and then some of them are getting to campus and may have seen some of that shift a little bit because of circumstances that they couldn't control, but the coaching staff is controlling too.
But it's not much different than when we played. It was 40 years ago. The money hasn't really changed. So
it's a little
people
more
try to
visible
act
now.
like stuff like that didn't take place. Yes, it did. The coaches don't control it as much as they did, and for a coach to sit back and say he had no knowledge and he wasn't participating in it, that's a flat lie. That's a flat lie. And anyone that comes on here and tells you that their coaching staff didn't know what was going on behind the scenes, they did. They did. But it was more controlled because we had boosters that were controlling that.
Yeah.
Now it's a business like. So now it's audited, it's tracked, and things of that nature. But man, I can tell you, I know guys, not only on our team, but in rival teams in the conference. They got big bags, way bigger bags than what these young people are getting today. In cash. And how they could move the entire families to cities, into areas, and got jobs. But it's just different because now it's supposed to be regulated.
Yep.
Well, they need to figure out how to regulate it a little better now, in my opinion.
Yep.
Well, they have to take control of it, Marshall. It's out of control because there's no lead dog. Once you get a lead dog and put down some reasonable expectations and rules.
What do you mean, lead dog?
Somebody got to, if it's going to be the NCAA, then someone has.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Has to take that reign and honestly give fair weight to the transactions.
Yes.
But the problem is, you can't have your quarterback making $6 million and the offensive lineman making $125.
Right.
$125.
Not K.
It can't be that because that's going to cause. We're a free market, but that ain't free market, man. That makes room for that jealousy, and it's not a problem when you have to earn your keep. There is a problem when people get paid and don't do the work, and you can see that, and they keep playing people because of the money. And then you have to have some kind of, I don't want to say loyalty, but you have to have some form of program honor. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
To maintain those kinds of things. I don't want to hear anyone outside of athletics say they're getting paid, so they should be able to do that. Hey man, these are still kids, and we forget that they are young people. We also forget that those that are working people know how to work that same system. Don't blame them because you didn't take advantage of your opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Don't blame them because you didn't go to school. You don't have that skill set. Go get that skill set. That jealousy is not warranted either.
You know, you were talking about the NCAA being the league dog. The NCAA at this point is almost a shell of what it was a few years ago, and it might behoove them to have an entity to come in and take that over. I know that Greg Sankey and the commissioner for the Big Ten have talked a lot with Congress on what type of model is going to be the easiest to implement that. Now, whenever you input that means that the government now is trying to get their fair share out of this as well. And that's what you have to watch out for. I think that if you do reform it, I think that there should be a cap on how much a player should be able to get each year. And the rest of that gets backloaded where they get that money after they get out of school. So not only are they not blowing it during their school time here, they're also setting themselves up later on to be successful. So that way, if they do want to, at least they have some guidance 2, 3, 4 years, however long they're here, to be able to use that money wisely, because there's a lot of players that will not get paid that type of money for the rest of their lives.
Well, you know, if Marshall remembers, I wrote a paper on that in '87, and the NCAA called me to a meeting on writing that paper. Told me I was out of pocket to cease and desist discussing that. You know, and so I say that because we don't want Congress involved. Heck, Congress can't run the country right now. So why in the world are they going to be in charge of trying to control the monetization of college football? You know, we need people that are far smarter than we are to run the money aspect of it. With that being said, the NCAA have been allowed to benefit off these young people 100 times more than what they're getting in revenue.
Yeah, and it should definitely not be. They're definitely not. Shouldn't be the one that have any control over any of that.
Yeah.
It has to be an outside entity.
Yeah.
Yes.
It has to be a third party of some sort, because there has to be some checks and balances with that. Because whenever you have the government take over something like that, the only thing that they've shown that they can do is spend your money, and that's it. And spend it unwisely.
Or spend the optics. Let's say that without spending money, they keep the money, but they spend the optics.
Yeah.
It's a different thought process, but something has to be done, because I wouldn't have a problem if I was getting $10,000 a month sharing that with my running backs, and you know, I wouldn't have had that problem. You know, money wasn't ever a real major issue with me. But other people, you know, they go buy cars and jewelry and all this stuff, and then they don't practice, then they don't perform, then yes, you are leading yourself down a road where there will be dysfunction. And so all that, you know, when the money comes in the way they're doing it now, without some form of real regulation, I mean, you in a free market, I can't tell you how much to make at your job, Jason. You know, I can't tell them how much to pay Marshall when he goes and does his hobby, you know, moving rocks. I can't say how much they're gonna pay him to be on that front loader. But somebody has to be in charge of that.
Yeah, it has to get better. They got to disperse that in a more of an even way. I mean, I understand that your starting quarterback's gonna make more. I understand that superstar receiver is gonna make more. But you have to figure out how you're going to pay those linemen, how you're going to pay those linebackers. Because, I mean, like you just said, you just brought up, I mean, if I'm making that kind of money and I'm the quarterback, you can bet your butt that I'm giving my lineman.
Yes.
I'm because those guys that's protecting me, you
Yes.
can bet that a big part of my money is going to them because I know it's going to set me up to make a bigger pay period or whatever than now.
Yeah.
And,
Did you guys see what Cam Ward did this week? Quarterback for the Miami Hurricanes took his starting offensive lineman, out to dinner and bought them all gold-crusted chains with their number on it and presented it to them at the restaurant. I mean, the kid's got a value of $2 million on NIL deals. And giving back to that offensive line, it's funny that you guys mentioned that because that did happen this week. That was giving back to those guys that are not only saving his rear, but making it possible for him to be successful. You see that in the NFL all the time where quarterback gives all the offensive line Rolexes or cars or whatever you have. Taking care of those guys is important. And I see that there's a great relationship that Taylor Green here has with the offensive line. You didn't see that the last couple of years. You're starting to see that more. Now, has it it's translated into some better protection because I honestly think it was better players this year than they had last year on the offensive line.
Oh, it's definitely better players.
But you give these guys time to gel a little bit more. I think next year, I think it could be a lot better.
I mean, what I'm thinking. If it's gonna be the point where that star athlete has to do it himself, and the universities or the NCAA is not gonna be the one to do it. But if it's gonna be that star athlete doing it, I mean, for some reason, and someone asked me a few weeks ago, what's all those little stickers on some of these teams' helmets?
Yeah.
I'd say it's a reward thing every week. We watch film, we go in for everything, good thing you did.
How'd you grade out?
Yeah, how you grade out. Obviously, that works.
Yeah.
Meaning, kids are kids. I mean, little stuff like that works. Find out what works for your team, for your kids. And with the money thing, with the quarterback, since we're talking about the quarterback, you know what? You can do the same thing with your lineman. Hey. On a scale, meaning, you know what, every week I'm gonna give y'all something because I'm getting all of this and y'all ain't getting anything. Every week I'm gonna give y'all something. And the guy that graded out higher is gonna get a little more than the other guy. Now you're making it to so if I play better, I get more.
The good old reward system there. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, and it's almost like raising your own children. You find ways to get them motivated to do stuff. There's some kids I have my children's. A few of them are motivated by self-worth. They want to do it. A few are motivated by gifts. They'll work harder. Some want to eat more. They'll do their chores. And you have those defiant kids, those that don't think they need to work, and you got to figure out a way to motivate them and keep them to be a part of it.
Yeah,
but I'll say this, basketball wise, we have what we call game-winning plays. And it's something I emphasize all the time. Who's going to make a game-winning play? Diving on the floor, jumping out of bounds, covering outside the paint. And then we give them a reward. It's not monetary, but you get an extra Gatorade. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to run these laps. But it builds some motivation inside the house that, within the team. They want to go out there and make those plays. And sometimes we have to do those things when they're not self-motivated. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And sometimes you can give stickers and people just still don't play. You can take them out to lunch and dinner, they still won't give that effort. Then you figure out who's those players, and then they don't play. But if you don't have some form of reward system, I want it to be the best player on the field every single game.
I'm gonna cut in for just a second, Greg. We just got a comment from a former Razorback, and I'm gonna tell you what, you might have to give him a call here in a little bit because this guy's got jokes. Check this out.
You need to go back to sleep. He's up early. He's up early.
He's just a little upset that we're not letting him play curly this week.
Oh my God, I saw that pop up and I thought I got to get that on. Oh my gosh, I tell you, he was great. He was great a couple weeks ago. Everybody, I want to thank you all for jumping on with us today. We're here live at Torchys Tacos. It is breakfast taco time. I'm telling you.
Yes, it is.
They got some great breakfast tacos up here at Torchy's. Make sure to stop by before the game, during the game, after the game, anytime. Honestly, they got great tacos. Also, their taco of the month, which is the quesadilla, the gambler. And like you said, I think that Diablo sauce is the gambler part of that, because that Diablo sauce, I'm going to tell you, it ripped me up.
I mean, to me, it's a young thing. Back in the day, I could eat that stuff. 40 years later, yeah, no.
And also we have basketball coach, East Plano, former Razorback quarterback, and award-winning accomplished author, Greg Thomas. Greg, tell us a little bit about that book.
Book's doing well. Here, it is a 5-time award-winning. So more about the story, probably less about the writing. But it was just my recollection of my 4 years there at the University of Arkansas, discussing the highs and lows. I didn't put all the stories in there. I had a couple of publishers that wanted me to just tear down the university. That wasn't what the story was about. It was just about my trials and tribulations and growing up and facing some of those challenges, and those challenges helping me become the man that I am today.
Hey, I haven't got a sticker lately. I mean, are you holding out on me, or are you not getting any more?
No, brother, I got them. I just, shucks.
Come on, my address has changed, but it can still make it to me. I mean,
you need to send me that damn address again, and I'll put that in the mail. But during basketball season, I take a hiatus, and so I didn't do much with it last year when it was doing all the winning. But we were trying to win a state championship,
which you did too.
And we did. And, you talk about a dream come true. That was a great experience. Here in the state of Texas, it will not be matched. I don't see anybody ever matching the record.
So you telling me y'all not going to do it again this year?
We won't go 40-0, but we're going to repeat. Let me say that. We will go back to back. That's the goal, to go back to back. We won't go 40-0. That was a dream season. For any state, for any division, except we just did it in the highest classification against the best teams in the state. But with that being said, I'm writing the second book now.
Got the website too now, don't you?
Oh yeah, got a website, got everything on there, how you can order the book, have a little trailer on the book. But I'm going to liken this to what we were talking about. It's a learning process, and have to learn a different business. So when you learn one business, you got to leave another one. And, the thought process is, in the near future, write a couple more books. And I'm trying to say that when we were talking about the money thing with football and Taylor, they're learning how to be leaders with money now.
Yeah.
Once these young people learn how to become leaders and how to spread their wealth and how to build some unity, then this problem will be non-existent again. And it's hard when you come from little or nothing and you get a lot, and then you don't know how to share, and you don't know how to.
And not only get a lot, but get a lot quickly. That's one of the big factors in that, is that you go from nothing to getting a lot, but how fast you get it. Because you get $300,000 deposited in your bank account, and all of this before you had like 6. I mean, people go buck wild with that kind of stuff.
You said how much?
You go from $6 to $300,000, and all of a sudden you lose your damn mind.
That's a lot of money, bro.
Hey, yeah. I would have lost my mind if they just put a couple $100 in there.
Yeah. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, and that's the reality of what some of these players are looking at, because if they have deals that are up to $2 million in a year, and they're getting that spaced out over 12 months. I mean, yeah, these guys are going to sit there and they're going to, okay, well, I'm going to get me a whip. Now I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that with this, and I'm going to get this. I'm going to get that. And before you know it, I mean, they got, a couple $1,000s left, and now they got to wait till next year. And that's
Let
where
me
the
ask you
management
this.
part comes
Do
out.
we not have a class or someone that's a mentor or someone within the program that's discussing the finance and how they put that money to the side? And shoot,
Mhm.
as Rod, we would get a $20 bill from our dads, and we go to McDonald's and get you two hamburgers for 50 cents, and
Yeah.
we would have $18 left.
Those 29-cent Taco Bell tacos.
Yes, and we would learn to put that money to the side, and we came from little to nothing, and we weren't going to just blow it all off at one time.
Yeah.
But that's because we had parents that probably talked to us about that. Do they not have this for the university right now? Do we not have a financial person there sharing with the kids? Take this money and put it in the bank for 60 days, and you live on the interest. Do we not have them say, "Hey, put this in a 401k"? Do we not do that?
If they don't, it's coming.
They do have it with NIL Edge.
We are failing the student athlete if we don't do that. That should be a malpractice. If we're not doing that,
they do have a financial advisor with the NIL Edge whenever they are negotiating, helping the players negotiate the deals. There is a financial planner that also works with the players that gives them the best tools and advice that they can.
Really? Well, Rob, did we not have an academic advisor and we still have people failing?
Hold on, say that again. I missed that.
Did we not have an academic advisor and we still have guys that wasn't passing class?
Definitely.
Yes. I'm not buying into that. Someone should be taking that situation and applying it. I don't want to hear about the kid getting $2 million and not having no money later.
What is he doing?
I'm blaming the university for that.
I mean, it's just like professional when they actually get out of college and the ones that make it. I understand that,
That's
but
what I'm saying.
It's hard for some people to tell family no. I mean, I get it now. But
no,
if we'd have came across that kind of money at that age and we got family at home struggling and they wanting, we probably would have been giving it away too.
Not all of it.
Thinking we're doing the right thing.
You remember how we got tickets and we had people we ain't never heard of want tickets to the game?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I ain't are you crazy? I ain't seen you in 9 months. You ain't said a word to me. You're not coming to the Longhorn. My tickets went to Rock. Man, I ain't giving it to no cousin that ain't showing no love. No. We need to make sure we're teaching these young folks.
Yeah, we're definitely failing them by not teaching them how to do this stuff, or the university is not putting someone in place to teach them how to do it.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Well, everybody, I want to thank you guys for joining us this morning. We're going to take a quick break here for just a moment. And on the other side, we're going to talk a little bit more about this Arkansas-Texas football game. Kind of go over some X's and O's. I got some stats also to support what I think might happen this afternoon, mid-morning, early afternoon. And I want you guys to kind of, go through that with me a little bit, because I'm telling you, there's some key points that are going to direct you to where exactly I think that this football game is going to go today. It might be okay, but I don't know if it's going to. I think that there's going to be a lot of Hog fans that might be pretty, I wouldn't say upset, but they kind of know the writing on the wall. So, but we're going to take it. Was that Greg?
I'm just looking at Marshall's expression. I know what he's already thinking.
Yeah.
Let's take a break and we'll come back and address it.
All right, y'all. We'll take a quick break here, and we'll be back on the other side here in just a moment. This is the Arkansas Pregame Show with special guest Greg Thomas.
Go Pig.
Y'all, it's time for some damn good tacos in college football. We're excited to announce our title sponsor, Torchys Tacos, for the Arkansas Football Report with Otis Kirk, and the new addition to the Hogville.net family,
the Arkansas pregame show starring former Hog running back Marshall Foreman, hosted by Jason Pattison. If you're looking for a place to unwind and call the Hogs, Torchys is the place. Torchys' location on MLK in Fayetteville is the proud host of the Arkansas pregame show, and it will air 2 hours prior to kickoff of each Fayetteville home game. The Arkansas Football Report airs every Thursday at 7 p.m. in Rogers. Check out the full-service bar on the patio or in the restaurant while you cheer Arkansas on to victory. Torchys has you covered with the daily drink specials or the taco of the month with their queso that's made in-house fresh daily. Torchys has 2 convenient locations in Northwest Arkansas, which happen to be the only 2 locations here in the great state of Arkansas. They have you covered for some damn good tacos, and go Hogs.
This is a better team.
No. Maybe they're thinking.
I'm pretty sure that's out the window. They learned that lesson. They were thinking undefeated. Then they played Georgia and got away. They probably won't walk into another game not ready. The key today is ball control. Slow it all down. Ball control. Even if you go 3 and out, make it last for about 4 or 5 minutes. Make it last. But if you make it last 4 or 5 minutes when you go 3 and out, that means they don't have the ball much. Can't go quick 3 and outs. 3 passes. You only run about 40 seconds off the clock.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Well, I should say welcome myself back there. Y'all been on over here just cutting it up for a minute. Thank you guys for joining us today here at Torchys Tacos here in Fayetteville. Make sure to mention Hogville at the register and receive 15% off of your total bill. And also want to say a special thanks to Carbless Cocktails. Make sure to try any of their 9 great flavors. They are zero sugar, zero sugar, 0 carbs, and 100 calories per can. You can find those at any major retailer or here at Torchys Tacos. Again, Greg Thomas, former QB1 here at Arkansas, joining us today. And I want to say a special thanks to him and also Marshall. Every time we come on, always brings it. And now I'm going to tell you what. This guy from show 1 to show 5 so far, man, Marshall, I'm gonna tell you what, you've been great every week that we're on.
Well, thank you. I mean, that's probably saying a lot with me because
no, there's no BS, man.
I'm not the talker that you are.
Oh, wait,
hey, for someone that never talks,
yeah,
the most quiet person you would ever meet, most humble person you ever meet.
I agree there. Yes. I agree there.
You got to make him laugh because he has a great laugh.
I got a question for you, Greg. If you were 6'6", had the speed that this quarterback has that we have, how much of a difference would that have made your game? Would you have that?
He's faster than I was. And
no, that's what I'm saying. This kid is receiver fast.
Yes.
With the frame that he has.
Yeah.
And a cannon.
Would you have anything that would shake your confidence?
No.
I mean,
give me the ball 7 yards back and allow me to have 7 yards with that vision.
I don't understand the confidence thing with him, and maybe I'm reading it wrong. It's a confidence thing with him.
But you only get confidence, Rock, when you have success doing it. And when you have success doing it, that breeds more confidence. Then you
well, didn't he have that success in high school?
Yes, he was very successful down
He's
there.
just down the road from you, Louisville. wasn't he,
So
Greg?
the confidence should be there.
The competition is better.
I understand that,
The
but
coaching is different.
all that would have made us do is say, "Oh, okay,
Yeah, but
do it again. You're gonna have to show me again and again and again." That's not gonna happen.
Well, let me try to put it into a different perspective. We had so much confidence in ourselves that
Yes,
we had to release or relinquish some of that because of the style of play that we had. We
Yeah.
were already alpha dogs.
yeah,
And we wanted to be successful, but we didn't want it to be successful at the expense of losing games. These guys are afraid of success. They read everything, they hear everything, and then when people make comments, they take it to heart. And then they don't bounce back the way I'm with these high school kids every day. If you tell them that sugar is good for you, they believe it. But as soon as you put some pepper into that joker, they just fall apart because their hard work and ethic and accomplishing things is not the same like what we were going through.
Well,
We
all I
wanted
know
to
is
prove ourselves. They
Yeah.
just want to accept it. They just want to just play.
all I know is, in my eyes, that's the only thing keeping this kid from being great.
But we don't know what's going on in those coaches' meetings.
No, we don't. We
No.
don't. I agree.
We don't know the comments that he's saying or how he's being guided. We don't know if they're allowing him the freedom to change plays. They may say be athletic, but they may not say you can check down or
Right.
come off and go to the other side. Things that we were doing naturally. You know for a fact that Hatfield will call a play, and if it came in at 15 seconds or more, I would change that dang play.
I mean,
I think
yeah,
it'd change instantly.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to do the best for us.
Well, you're also reading the defense real time as well.
Yes.
Because if
Yes.
that play, they were showing one thing on the sidelines from 30 to 15, and now they're showing something different at 15, where you're having a safety move over, and now they're playing quarters instead of playing man on the backside. Now you've got to change that play somewhat to make sure that you have the most success out of that play. Because if you're thrown into double coverage now, all of a sudden, where you thought that it was going to be single,
That's your fault.
Right.
That's your fault as the quarterback. But he should change to protection. But here's the caveat: is he giving? See what we had a huddle. And
Greg would change the play before as soon as it got there. There's been times in the huddle where the play come in from the receiver, and we hear receiver delivering the play to Greg, and Greg, I'm not running that. Like, what? You're not what? This is him.
Yeah.
Well, it's a when you get in the huddle and you look in the huddle, you look at these guys in the eyes and you see them, you can tell who's ready to block, who's not ready to block. You can tell who's ready to bare knuckle and not bare knuckle. If you call a play which we have no success with, because it came from the sideline and we know that they're better defensive player, then I'm not running that ball into that situation. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I mean, if your left tackle's getting whipped and you're running to the left, you're going to have to slide protection to the left and run to the right, make the guy miss to get some yardage.
So with that being said, they stand around for 17 seconds. The play comes in. He has little time to make any adjustment except for where the defense lines up. Yep. And so if he calls a play into a two zone with flood three backs, he's in trouble.
Yep.
Now he has to be athletic. When you got to make all that in 6 seconds, when you have a time frame of being in a huddle, you look and said, okay, we need a 3rd and 1. And let's say Rock's not in the game, and I got Derek in the game. I'm not going to sit back and let him be 6 yards back and run straight up the butt. I'm going to give him an angle.
Yeah.
So now we're not going to run the straight dive.
No.
We're going to go to the side, left or right, who's blocking better that game. So he has a crease to get that 1 yard.
Yep.
And that's a difference in what we see today.
Yeah, I mean, I like that. I mean, listening to what you're saying, yeah, I mean, it makes a difference in the play call and the personnel that you have in the game at the time. Yeah, that I didn't even think about that.
It's just a different aspect of it. And many people don't think that some of us quarterbacks think like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about how can we be successful on this play. It may be a running play and they're blitzing, man. And you got Sheebets over here, they're not covering. Why am I trying to run into a 5-man front? I can just turn around and pull the ball and throw it over the top and let him go make a play.
Right.
And I would get torched, as your word torches. I would get screamed at for doing that at game. But that seemed like he has a better opportunity one-on-one out there than we did running 3 into 5 defensive line. It's just one of those things. So, but to add to what Marshall's saying, he has to be confident. So let's practice doing things that he's confident doing, and then let's game plan that.
Yeah.
We don't know what goes on in those meetings. We don't know what goes on Monday through. We don't practice on Monday. On Tuesday through Thursday, we don't know who's healthy, who's not healthy, and all those things play into different scenarios during the game.
Yep. Leslie Byron, one of our stalwarts here for Otis's show, Marshall's show as well, says he hates 11 a.m. games. Hope the crowd shows up and they are loud. I want to pivot off of that just to a couple of things here real quick leading into today's game. One, I really do believe that Texas offense does start with Quinn Ewers, but the Longhorns' success is led by their defense. There was a couple of stats that I was looking up and noticed that Texas has given up 12 chunk plays all year on defense of 20 yards or more. One of those was a run. Everything else has been a pass. Bobby's system is predicated on chunk plays and explosive plays. This is where the rubber meets the road for this Arkansas offense today. If they're going to be successful, they have got to have more than one chunk play, or the defense is averaging 2 chunk plays a game so far, or a little less than 2. And if Arkansas is going to be successful, they're going to have to match Texas in the chunk plays, because that's the only way that they're going to be able to keep up. Because if they're going to win, they're going to have to win a shootout today.
I'm with you on that. My prediction today that Green will be responsible for 4 of those chunk plays.
Okay.
3 will be with his legs, and 1 will be in the air. I think he will show up and make some big plays today.
Well, let me ask you this, Jason.
Yep.
Who has Texas played?
Well, if you want to consider good competition, Vanderbilt.
Well, Georgia beat them, and that quarterback is playing horrible in Georgia beat them.
Yes.
Okay.
No, yeah, Carson Beck is not what the Carson Beck that everybody anticipated at the first of the year.
Something going on over there. Okay,
Well,
what other team?
Yeah.
What other team? What other team?
Vanderbilt, that's it.
Okay, now, I'm like Rock. They better figure out a way to stop Green today.
Yeah.
Okay, because they haven't played that kind of competition either. And they haven't seen this young man that can spread or run the ball and then step back and throw the ball to our receivers. Now, what I would like to see happen is we throw the ball down the field instead of crossing guys. You know, you want a chunk play, let's make those DBs earn it. And we get them to chasing us and we spread them out. Now it is a different ball game. But we play right into their hands and we try to do 4-yard crosses, or he's trying to sit back and have to read, and they're changing defense. They will change their defense in the back. But one thing they can do, they can cover and they can deliver some licks. But they can't, and they do not have an answer if this young man takes off. They have nothing for that.
No.
And once he takes off, now it opens up for everyone else. Now we can do the zone play. Now we can do the RPO, and he hit one of those receivers behind or the short little, let's say, now I don't want to call it a dig, but let's do a quick slant.
Yeah.
Off the RPO. And they're out of position. That's a chunk. So you have to practice those things too.
And the thing you have to do is that Bobby always tries to create those mismatches, and Bobby has got to get a linebacker on a slot receiver that's running those drags so that they can have some success. I know that he does try to make it a multi-layer route tree whenever he calls those drags, and the reason why is he wants to make sure that he wants to see if he can get his guy open at the 20-25 yard mark off the line of scrim.
That's too late. He can't hold the ball. We don't have the line to hold the ball 3.5 seconds. Okay? Because then he starts running. And we don't know if he can run right now when we're hoping.
Right.
With that knee, yeah.
So we don't really know that. But you have a running back, run screens. If they're going to blitz and they're going to send people up the center, then dump it off to the running back. Run a bubble screen. We'd slow that stuff down.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. I mean, and then what I don't understand what some coaches don't do more of in obvious past situations, and I'm gonna use Arkansas for an example here. When we're in a definitely past situation and you're not gonna keep that running back in the block, hey, why not take that 29-year-old freshman you got and match him up with a linebacker? Put him in as that running back and split him out, and let's see if a linebacker can cover him.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. I mean, which we haven't done. I don't know if there's a reason they don't do stuff like that, but it makes sense to me.
Me too.
Can a linebacker cover him?
Yep. Greg, I got a comment from Limbo for you personally here. He says, Jason, tell Greg Mama says hi.
That's lovely. I'll be right back with you. Keep going. For some odd reason, my screen went off.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take you back for just a second. We're going to actually get into this also and bring this back up here. All right. So really quick, we are going to bring her up here. We're going to take a look at the SEC today. So Arkansas, Texas, 11 a.m. this morning. Texas is a 13-point favorite. That line has moved to half a point. That means that they're some of the bettors are giving Arkansas a little bit of love this morning. Not much, but a little bit. You guys can check that out at 11 a.m. on ABC. So Auburn taking on University of Louisiana Monroe. I think Auburn's a 24-point favorite. Auburn's not going to get to the bowl game this year, but they do get back on track. I think that Hugh Freeze is finally found some traction with Peyton Thorne, and I just think that Auburn's too talented. I think they're going to be able to take this one going pretty easily.
I think they will also.
And that's going to be at 11:45 on the SEC network. And see if we can get Greg back on. Hold on.
I'm back, bro.
All right. There we go. We got GT back. Hey.
I'm computer challenged, man. I hit the wrong button. Everything go kaput. I had to go get the wifey to bring me back in.
I was getting ready to say that. Go get Becky.
I don't know, man. Whatever she made for breakfast, I might just run down there and eat with you guys too.
I got excited when he said she was cooking breakfast.
I did too.
But I didn't realize they wasn't up here this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey, I would have been there, and we had planned on going, but I'm joking with all the Texas fans down here that are making their way up there, saying that we would have got them in Alma and took them on like a 2.5 hour longer trip, shut that joker down and make them late. You mentioned that 11 o'clock a.m. game. We only had 11 o'clock games when we played. There was no lights.
Yeah. There was no night. Not a lot of night games, if there was any.
There weren't any.
No, in Fayetteville, no, there wasn't any.
We had no night games. So everything was in the morning.
We didn't even have lights for it. I mean, that was.
Well, I think it was the early 90s when they finally started having night games. When they were like 89, 90.
I don't know what year it was, but it was way after we finished.
Yeah.
So Greg, we got Kentucky taking on Murray State, 12:30 on ESPN Plus. Murray State, I'm going to tell you what, those guys, they're 1-9. They lost to UAPB, which if y'all remember, Arkansas smoked UAPB 70-0. Murray State's only win this year is against Mississippi Valley State, and I don't see Kentucky not losing this game. I mean, to the point where there's not even a line for this game. I think that it's going to be Kentucky a lot, and it's going to be all day Kentucky.
I agree with you all day, Kentucky. Now, let me ask you this. You mentioned the Mississippi Valley.
Yeah.
Is that where Jerry Rice went, or is that where – okay, that's where he went?
Yep.
They need to find a way to bring some money to that program. I did a camp down there, I don't know, about 25 years ago. Greg, this was the worst facility I've ever seen.
No,
and I'm including junior high schools.
But Rock, we drove and stopped by there on our way to Miami to the Orange Bowl.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
we saw the coach
it's
cutting the grass.
yeah, it's
Remember, the coach was
ridiculous.
on the goddamn lawnmower, a riding lawnmower cutting the field.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's bad.
Golly.
We never
Well,
complained about our facilities ever again.
No.
it's always interesting how you're like you go and you travel and see different facilities and you realize how great you have it until you see something else.
Yes.
We
saw that on we did that Orange Bowl trip. Charles Washington, Marshall, and myself. We decided to go down to Miami like 3 days ahead of time. And we drove by Mississippi Valley State. We drove by Alabama, A&M, and somewhere else. And I promise you, I learned not to complain that our laundry was done for the next day. I learned not to complain about having water on the sideline.
Yeah.
Because we saw what they were going. These guys were carrying their own equipment to practice. We saw the coach cutting the grass with stickers on it, and we had a manicured grass field. So you like,
hold on, say that again, because I don't think they heard you or understood what you were saying when you said cutting the field on a field that has stickers. We're talking, it looked like a horse pasture.
Yes.
Is that bad?
Yes.
Goodness.
Yes.
Yeah.
And imagine that in the records that Jerry put up while he was there too.
Yeah.
Oh, good Lord. Yeah. I
mean, didn't complain either. Just played.
Yeah. I mean, it was bad, man. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. So again, 12:30 on ESPN Plus and SEC Network Plus. Alabama takes on Mercer 1:00 this afternoon on ESPN Plus. Now listen.
Why?
I see Alabama having a hard time today against Mercer. Mercer's 9-1.
Hold on. Here, you got something over there so we can wipe his glasses off?
Yeah.
He said he see Alabama having a hard time with it.
I'm telling you.
No.
Mercer's defense is opportunistic. They have they've almost scored every game on defense.
Come on.
Okay.
Special teams is good, and I think this is going to be University of South Florida top game for Alabama today.
They're gonna beat them cats up, man. They're gonna line up and run straight down their throats.
Yeah.
No. Why do they put Mercer on the schedule?
For a cupcake.
They need that. They need that break.
So why would you say that a 9-1 Mercer is gonna come in there and do anything with Alabama?
Because at the first of the season, you weren't sure exactly what Mercer got to.
You said cupcake. You just said cupcake.
That was the thought whenever they scheduled it.
They're gonna beat them by 45, man.
Okay.
They're gonna beat the dog out of them jokers. They're gonna beat them up.
I think that
cats. My
guess is that it's going to be a game that's going to come down in the fourth quarter.
Okay. We need to write this down.
This is why you guys have stats all the time. That stats don't win games. They may explain situations. What stat are you gonna say with a guy that's 225 pounds getting blocked by 325 pounds? What stat you got for that? What stat do you have where you have Milroe running a 4.3 at 230 pounds? He's bigger and faster than everybody on their defense. What stat do you have for that?
I got no stat for that one.
Okay, then cupcake maybe, but why would you put Mercer on your schedule unless you just want to give somebody some money? They should have scheduled North Carolina or Purdue or someone else like that. That's another problem with the NCAA right now too. They allow them to do games like this.
So, something like that might, here in the near future, go away just because of the scheduling factor with SEC and the Big Ten becoming the predominant conferences in college football, and they're going to be asked. All these schools are going to be asked to have better competition in these out of conference games. And
Mercer in Alabama. I mean, in Georgia, right? Mercer in Georgia, right?
Yes, if I'm not mistaken, they're in Marietta.
Yeah. Okay.
Or Macon. Sorry, Macon, Georgia.
Why? Let's go to the next game. What's the next game?
All right, next you got LSU traveling to Florida, 2:30 on ABC this afternoon. They're going to be backing up the Arkansas-Texas game. You know, LSU got drummed last week by Alabama. Florida has been kind of that up and down wave. They were really good against Georgia 2 weeks ago. Then last week they were horrible against Texas. If this so far the way that they've played, I would think that they're going to have a pretty good showing against LSU at home this week.
I don't know what to think about that one, but I got LSU by 2 touchdowns in that game.
It's a matchup.
Yeah.
It's a matchup. Can they match up with LSU, and will LSU come to play after they got their bus beat?
Yep.
If they come to play, LSU's going to win that game easy.
Oh, yeah.
If they don't, then it's a matchup problem. And in Florida, if you let Florida stay around a little bit, every squirrel finds a nut. They may mess around and win a game. It's all on the attitude and the mindset that LSU brings. So they're not playing for to make the 12-team playoff. They're out of it.
Yeah.
So are they going to show up and play? If they show up and play, they by far have more talent. They have more skill set players. They have a better scheme.
Yeah.
Florida right now is about to fall off the face of the earth. And Florida State, right, both schools that we used to consider powerhouses, they're circling the drain right now.
Yeah. Well, and Florida announced this week that they're bringing Billy Napier back no matter what the outcome of the rest of the
They don't
season.
want to bring Deion Sanders in. That's the problem. They don't want to be hearing people say bring Deion.
They don't want to hear that smoke.
They don't want to hear that. And I thought Napier may have been a pretty good coach for us. And I'm glad. Apparently, it turned out that he has a problem making personnel decisions. Who he brings on as a staff. But it is.
Who's on that staff?
No, who's on that staff?
Former Arkansas offensive coordinator Dan Enos from last year.
Okay. We figured out some of the problem.
Speaks for itself.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. You got LSU, Florida, 2:30 this afternoon on ABC. Our LSU is a 3.5 point favorite on the road. Now you've got. This is going to be an interesting game. You got Missouri traveling to South Carolina, 3:15 on the SEC Network. South Carolina is a 13-point favorite. Missouri's banged up. Brady Cook is not playing today. They are going to be going to backup quarterback. Last name's Pine.
Pike.
He had a pretty good game against Oklahoma last week. Had 145 yards passing, but he had 3 touchdowns. And Oklahoma found a way to lose a football game literally the worst way possible by giving up a touchdown to tie the game with 1:06 left, and then a fumble recovery scoop score with 22 seconds, if I'm not mistaken, at the end of the game to lose going away. Now, Missouri has been one of the luckiest teams so far this year. They escaped Vanderbilt at home off of a missed field goal. I think that Lenore Sellers, Rocket Sanders is going to just run all over those guys the way that they did against A&M 2 weeks ago.
So are you saying it's not going to be close, or are you saying it's going to be a close game?
I think South Carolina is going to win by 20 points.
20?
Okay.
I think South Carolina will win. I don't think they'll win by 20.
Day game or night game?
Day.
Well, they play better at night. They should have made it night. But I think day game is going to be, you never know. But if they play it at nighttime in South Carolina, I'm pretty much going to pick South Carolina to win the night game. But they really bring it, and the crowd brings it at night. During the
Williams-Brice
daytime,
is
they're not
electric.
drunk enough. They're not drunk enough during the daytime.
They're not drunk enough. Let's see. All right, y'all. It's 3:15 SEC Network. Next, you got Texas A&M taking on New Mexico State. 6:45 on the SEC Network at Kyle Field. Texas A&M is a 39.5-point favorite. You're going to have some Aggie on Aggie crime today.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be much of a game.
No.
I mean, we may not see the starters after the first and second series of the second half.
Second quarter.
Second quarter.
Second quarter.
So you saying it's hurt? You saying it's going to get out of hand quick?
As soon as they get off the plane. Did you see New Mexico play the other day?
No, I didn't see it.
Okay, well, as soon as they get off the plane, man, they're already 14 points up.
Yeah. And we got the primetime game this evening on 6:30 on ABC. You've got College Game Day, SEC Nation, both in Athens, Georgia, for Tennessee taking on Georgia. Georgia is a 9-point favorite heading into this one. Georgia pretty much lost. I mean, they're going to have a lot of help to get into the college football playoff once their new rankings come out. I know that it says that they're 12th. They're right on the doorstep. Tennessee is securely so far in the college football playoff, with their only loss to being against Arkansas. If Georgia won, this is one of Georgia's last games that they can make a statement saying, hey, we still belong in that college football playoff scenario. But Carson Beck is going to have to play his tail off today, and he is going to have to be opportunistic against that pretty stiff Tennessee defense.
I think this week Georgia's gonna play like Georgia. I don't think Josh and them have enough down there to beat Georgia.
Hey, can I comment, please?
Always, yes.
Okay. Observation. Sitting up here in Texas watching. If y'all are sold on Tennessee, y'all are crazy. Okay? And the quarterback is injured. He may not play. Okay? Georgia is by far a more talented team. If they just let the quarterback just hand the ball off, they're going to win that game by 21 points.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to put the ball in the game in his hands and let him try to worry about playing NFL next year and need to win the game. Tennessee is not Tennessee. I don't know why I'm not sure why they're in the top 10.
I'm with you on that. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
Because really, honestly, think about it. I mean, they had a close win against Kentucky a few weeks ago, only a 10-point win. They seem like they just barely survive some of these SEC games. And it's teams like that, all it takes is one day of running into a buzzsaw, like what happened with Georgia last week, running into Ole Miss, where it might be a little bit shaky ground. Kirby Smart's going to have that team ready to play. Kirby Smart is going to have those guys ready to go. And he may not even have to say a word because those players understand what they're up against right now. Winning in, losing out.
Well, I'm going Georgia, 17.
Yeah.
I'm going Georgia, 17. And please stop talking about Tennessee, please.
I will say this, though. Tennessee's had their fair share of problems with the left side of that offensive line. It's amazing what Dylan Sampson's done out of the backfield, because even with the bad offensive line, he leads the SEC in rushing yards, and touchdowns. Rushing touchdowns, I should say. I still think that Tennessee is not going to have the day that they want to have. I think that Georgia front seven is going to demolish that Tennessee offensive line. It's going to be a real long day for them.
Yeah, I see that game being like what Georgia did to Texas.
Yeah.
Georgia came in there and controlled the line of scrimmage. They're going to do the same thing today, I think, against Tennessee.
They're going to walk in there, and I think they're going to whip their ass.
Yeah.
That'd be so good to see. See both orange teams go down today. That'll be the sight to see.
Oh, that'd be great, wouldn't it?
Oh, that would be great. All right, before we get out of here, Greg, really quick, score prediction, Arkansas, Texas this morning.
Oh, man. If we play offense, they're going to score on us.
Yeah.
So if we don't get any defensive pressure, they're going to pick us apart.
Just like we saw with Garrett Nussmeier.
We got to get turnovers. Going to win the special team game. And Green's going to have to be able to run. Or Singleton's going to have to be able to at least pressure them and make them play honest on defense. So if we look, I'm being honest, if we watch how Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss was playing offense, Hewitts can do that with what they have at Texas.
Yeah.
So
yeah, because
they good, man. They good at the skill position.
And that's what I couldn't understand. It was last week or 2 weeks ago. The defensive backs were giving those wide receivers from the numbers to the sideline. He can operate all day. They should have been pushing him back towards the middle where the pressure, where the defense was. That's why they were so successful, is because they were using that outside lane. And honestly, I think that Jordan Hawkins is still running.
Well, if we can't cover, we better come up with some kind of scheme to get pressure.
That's true.
And that young man can throw the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, he can throw the ball, and he doesn't have to throw it specifically well for the outside they have. They have nothing but athletes at all four of the wide receivers, and they can dump the ball off to their back. So we should have an offensive game plan to attack them the same way that they're going to attack us. They're going to throw the ball vertically. And if we can't cover, or we don't have, we might well just play zone. That's what I'll say. Just play them just zone.
Yes.
Drop back.
That's exactly what they need to do.
Stop trying to play man.
Yeah.
If not,
play zone.
Pick us apart.
And switch that zone up to where they don't know which one's coming. But
yeah.
That's just my 2 cents.
Yeah, we're not going
to have our DBs. Like, would you say I played dirty, Marshall? Yeah.
Yeah.
Go up there and take the 15-yard penalty, knock the dog hell out of somebody.
Yeah.
And make them not want to catch the ball.
Yeah.
Stop playing this friendly, just get them on the ground, bend but don't break. No, we need some people to start lighting some folks up.
Yeah.
And creating some turnovers and put a little fear.
They call Steve Outwater, so they need to call.
Yeah. Hey, I think we can do that. I think the Texas fans and the Texas thought process underestimate what it's like to come play in Fayetteville. And so with that, we have a different mentality with Texas.
Yeah.
And we have to start to impose that. We can't play scared, can't play tentative. Just go knock the fire out of somebody and make plays.
Yeah. Marshall, what do you think?
For some reason, I can't come up with a final score on this game, so I'm going to give you a halftime score.
Okay.
First half score. Texas will be winning 24-17.
Arkansas is going to put up 17 points in the first half.
First half. And then it's going to come down to coaching and the quarterbacks.
If it comes down to that, that might be a real long day for Arkansas in the second half. I'm calling spade a spade on that one. Let's just face it. Sark is on a different level than Sam Pittman is.
But if he's healthy, if Green is healthy, and our running back decide that, hey, I'm from Texas, I don't want them to be embarrassed when I go home, they beat us up, and come run the space.
Which running back you talking about, Greg?
I started running back at some over in Duncanville.
Oh yeah, Jaquindon Jackson. He is a go for today as well. Him and Braylon Russell.
Now, Jaquindon Jackson is the one that used to be a quarterback, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but he big though, Rocky.
I understand that, but you know how much of a difference it is, and the pounding you're gonna take.
Yes, but he's he better have the fear of coming home and being embarrassed. And,
something.
But something got to make you want to play, and whatever you need to muster up that fight, that calmness, that aggressiveness. I'm hoping we're going to do that today. Because there's no better team to beat than dadgum Shorthorns. What opportunity do you have? You don't have many to make statement game. This is a statement game.
Yeah.
You want to go out and make you want to play well. Well, that's what we would hope as a former Hog. We live for these games.
Oh,
especially this game right here.
Yeah, playing Texas.
Yeah.
Coming from Texas? Yes.
Yeah, Jaquindon was a Texas signee before he wound up at Utah as well.
Okay. Well, I mean, by all means, I like the guy's running style.
Yeah.
But he just scares the hell out of me whenever he has to block for the quarterback. He's a horrible blocker. Have you watched him?
Yeah.
Lots of olays.
Yeah. It's not a priority. But once again, that comes down to coaching.
Yeah.
That comes down to paying attention to detail. That comes down to not wanting my quarterback to get hit. That comes down to I'm tougher than the man coming in. And I'm telling you, the best blocking running back I ever played with is sitting right there beside you. And he took on some major big men.
We did it different, man. We had a lot. I mean, I don't know. I had a lot of motivation.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a different mentality blocking. Than it is running.
One was I didn't want you. I didn't want you embarrassing me, I didn't want to hear Greg's mouth if I missed the block. I didn't want to hear the coach's mouth if I missed the block.
I just asked you. Come on, Rock. Damn.
and that was it. That was it. That right there.
And
like,
then you felt
man,
bad.
I can't let that happen.
Come on. Damn, give me at least 1 second, man. Please, let me have one. But I didn't have to say that much to Marshall. So everything has its place. And I keep referring to this, that there's a different mentality that we just have to take as the coach, as a representative of the state, as a representative of the football program. There is a mentality that we have to get back to. And that's just doing the little things and doing the little things right.
Yeah.
And we do so many things that we forget that. And then we can't tackle them. And we miss people in space. We let people off of it. We don't get a hand on. We have a chance to get the fumbles and we don't get it. You have to make your breaks. You have to create that. And I keep saying playmaking ability. When those plays are there, you got to take advantage of it. And so I'm hoping that Texas has an early start. They didn't all sleep. They jacked around. They played cards till late at night. And they,
Pull a fire alarm at 3 a.m.
Oh, dude, we've had all that. That's right. We fire alarm, people calling your phone, people knocking on your door.
Oh yeah.
Having drunk people walk by.
Oh God.
So a lot of those things on the road you expect.
Yeah.
And we don't mess with, man. I mean, pull it, call it. Bring a girl to the room. Something, we got to figure out some way to get them to not be where they need to be, not be comfortable. We got to make it uncomfortable. And 11 o'clock games should do that.
Yeah, if you make Quinn Ewers uncomfortable today, I think that that will give Arkansas the chance that they might need. So, well, Greg, I want to appreciate you joining us today. I want to thank you for coming on. Marshall, it's always fun as always.
Always.
Good luck today, fellas. Enjoy it.
All right, brother. Hey, good luck with you guys today, too.
Thank you. Send pictures.
Yeah.
Good luck today, Greg.
Send pictures, put it out, and let's see what goes on. Let me know.
You got it. All right, everybody.
Talk to y'all soon.
All right. Thanks, man. Y'all take care, and thank you all for joining us today here live at Torchys Tacos. Make sure to stop by before the game, after the game. They'll get you covered over here, Jonathan, his staff in Fayetteville. And again, the Gambler Taco or the Gambler Quesadilla is the taco of the month also. Try that with a little bit of queso sauce and pick yourself up a carbless cocktail on the way as well. For Jason, Marshall, and Greg, I want to thank you all for joining us today. This has been the Arkansas pregame show. Go Hogs.
Y'all, it's time for some damn good tacos in college football. We're excited to announce our title sponsor, Torchys Tacos, for the Arkansas Football Report with Otis Kirk, and the new addition to the Hogville.net family, the Arkansas pregame show starring former Hog running back Marshall Foreman, hosted by Jason Pattison. If you're looking for a place to unwind and call the Hogs, Torchys is the place. Torchys' location on MLK in Fayetteville is the proud host of the Arkansas pregame show, and it will air 2 hours prior to kickoff of each Fayetteville home game. The Arkansas Football Report airs every Thursday at 7 p.m. in Rogers. Check out the full-service bar on the patio or in the restaurant while you cheer Arkansas on to victory. Torchys has you covered with the daily drink specials or the taco of the month with their queso that's made in-house fresh daily. Torchys has 2 convenient locations in Northwest Arkansas, which happen to be the only 2 locations here in the great state of Arkansas. They have you covered for some damn good tacos, and go Hogs.